Okay. Okay. Here's another hot topic because we are well. One, we should acknowledge that it was around this time a year ago that we got started,
Whoa,
and
has it been? Yeah,
yeah, because our first episode was Spirit Halloween,
that's right.
and yeah,
A year is not as long as it used to be when you were a little kid. Like a year is forever, and now a year goes by fast.
it's kind of crazy, but that was cool. And here we are looking at the holidays again, and I've been thinking about the holidays a lot because we've got a number of e-commerce companies that we work with, and we're kind of gearing up for Christmas and the big buying season, right? Um, but then I've just been wondering, and maybe we shouldn't open this can of worms, but we're here and this is the internet, so I'm going to do it. Like, as a marketer, should we say Merry Christmas or should we say Happy Holidays?
You would. That's your topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't think it matters. Or I should say, it depends on who your customer base is. Like, this goes back to conversations we've had in the past about speaking to your love group. If you're trying to be everything to everyone, try to be a little more inclusive. Christmas is a huge holiday. You're probably not going to offend very many people if you say Merry Christmas. It's not that big a deal. You might get a couple people who whine about it, but you probably don't want those people as customers anyway. Like, just get rid of them. They're not going to be consequential enough. But if you've got a very specific group, if your group is very, very Jewish,
If you sell
like,
kosher meats
you
to Jewish
don't,
people, then
yeah,
yeah,
like maybe you don't say Merry Christmas. Maybe it's all about Hanukkah. So, like, I don't know. Maybe this was a non-issue, but it's just something
well,
that's
I
fun
guess I
for me to
guess
think about.
I'll give my thought, but I guess first of all, before I answer, what do you think the issue for anybody who has issues with that? Is it the non-inclusivity of other holidays like Hanukkah and stuff that take place around that time, or is it the what's the word? The forcing of like of Christian holiday. Like, is it the because they're making a statement that they're supporting of this, or is it just not inclusive enough? What does the upsetness come from? Upsetness, is that a word?
Upsetness.
Yeah.
uh, I think the upsetness comes from both ways. I think it just depends
Okay.
on the individual. I think I've heard both complaints. Like, one is just, yeah, forcing Christianity on the rest of the world, and others is just like, hey, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I celebrate other things, and you're ignoring me. And so
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think I agree with you as far as it whatever it goes back to that episode we had about like when you should comment on something in the news or political or something or not as a
Mm-hmm.
brand. Similar to that, it's like, well, it there's there may be a strategic reason to do or not do something that may or may not be uh, powered by your personal reasons. Like the bigger the organization you are, the more people involved have an opinion. I think is what I'm trying to say. That probably didn't make
Yeah.
any sense, but so I think I agree that like it's kind of whatever you as the people who are in charge, which again is that one person of a small company, is that a team of a board. It depends how big that is, but whoever is the decision maker that we're going to do or not do, or we're going to say this or not say this, whatever they feel like they want to do, yeah, like be yourself and let come what may. I feel like unless you're just totally misrepresenting your audience or something, I agree. But what's interesting about Christmas is there's kind of like there's two even within the word Christmas. There's kind of two different Christmases. There are people who really Christmas is a religious holiday. It's about Jesus. It's about the birth of the Savior, and that's like their thing. And there's some people who are like not really religious, but Christmas is Santa Claus and presents and reindeer and Christmas trees, and like they don't.
Family, all of that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a holiday time. And so I wonder, even the word Christmas means different things to different people, or is taken differently. And I wonder how many people who actually see Christmas feel that is Christianity coming at me, or Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas, whatever is like a Santa Claus message to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I Well, wait. I don't really fully understand your question, honestly. I thought I
I don't know if
did,
I
but
asked a
I don't.
question. Just the fact that like there are people, if people are upset that people saying Merry Christmas because it's Christianity, I wonder how many people who feel that way are still celebrate Christmas without a Christian influence. Because the origin of Christmas is a religious holiday, but you can have Santa Claus and Christmas trees and reindeers and gingerbread men and have nothing to do with religion at all if you want. And there's probably a lot of people out
Right.
there that do that are like,
Right.
I love Christmas and I'm super not religious. There's probably groups that are like that out there. It's not my question.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like
Yeah.
Christmas should, and I don't know, maybe I'm biased. I feel like I like you said, the people who are really truly upset about Christmas message are probably not that many. And if they are, I think there's still more people that are okay with it than are not. You're not alienating a bunch of people. I don't think. But if you have a personal belief
Yeah.
that if you're anti-Christmas yourself, then you shouldn't be saying it just to like appeal to the masses either. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The whole reason I brought this up was because I get really annoyed when companies like try to capitalize on something without it having like a real tie to the brand. So I
mm,
was trying to come up with ideas for this episode, and I was looking through my Gmail inbox on some of the marketing newsletters I get, and interspersed among my emails was an ad in my inbox from a storage company. Like they have physical units, right? And it said something about like spooktacular deals. Like, why? Why does this storage company, I really should call them out because it annoyed me that much, but why, you know who you are if you're listening, why would you do that? Why would you, I just don't, I don't know, like it's just, it seems like a poor attempt to be timely.
so let's say the is almost the exact same. If they just said spectacular deals, you'd prefer that.
Yeah, because then it's like always relevant and it doesn't feel cheesy
Yeah.
and stupid. If this storage company wanted to be really interesting, here's a killer idea. If you want to capitalize on Halloween as a holiday, like put together a video about a serial killer who stores bodies in your storage units or something. Like make something scary around your product. Like that would be hilarious. You know who did that really good recently? If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Taco Bell. Taco Bell released like a little
Seen it?
short film. It's like maybe 5 minutes
Oh,
long,
yes, I think I did see this.
like for their monster tacos.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the details of it. It was like the it would wait, am I thinking of someone else? No, I'm thinking of Burger King, I think, that had like these they had this campaign that's like the old school vintage horror movies. That's not what you're talking about, is it?
No, no.
Sorry, I'm thinking of
Taco
something
Bell
else.
released this like the plot anyway of this little short film. It was like kids are excuse me, trick or treating, and some older kids bully them, steal their candy. But then this taco, no, it's not Taco Bell. It's Jack in the Box. It's Jack in the Box.
Oh,
I lied. Jack in the Box. There's this taco truck that shows up and entices the older kids with monster tacos, and then the taco truck eats them and gives the kids back their candy.
is it like a long
There's
form? Is it
more
like
that, yeah, it's like 5-6 minutes long.
okay, nice.
Um, it's a
Branded
full story,
entertainment.
very very entertaining. I'll send it to
Good.
you.
Yeah, branded entertainment, owned media. That's something we've been pushing a lot at our agency is every time you no one wants to be advertised to, but people want to be entertained. So make your ads entertaining. Where, yeah, Jack in the Box can be on display and be a clearly like the brand behind this, but make it a 5 minute entertaining story relevant for the season. Like people are going to want to talk about that, share that, and not feel like you stole their time or their attention in their scroll or their feed or their TV channel or whatever. And so, I mean, some people still it's an ad, right? It's not like it's some people don't want to have ads at all, but like, if you're going to advertise, yeah, that's something that people will be like, oh yeah, I should. That's good. I like that. I'm thinking about Jack in the Box now.
Yeah, yeah, it was funny,
Hmm.
and now I feel bad that I misrepresented it as Taco Bell. It was not Taco Bell.
They would never.
But what was interesting though, also about it, you need to watch it though, is it
Yeah.
feels like it was a little. They didn't try to make their brand the hero.
Hmm.
Like the Jack in the Box guy with like the big head and the hat and whatever. Like at one point he's driving along. It's a really funny moment, but like the monster taco truck shows up and like starts heading at him, and he like freaks out. And instead of like doing something about it, he's like, "No, screw this, I'm out," and like runs away. And so even though like their like mascot is not a hero of the story by any means, which seems like an interesting
That's funny.
thing to do brand
Yeah.
wise, but
Hmm.
yeah, you need
I'll
to
I'll
watch
check
it.
it out. I'll watch it after this. Do we need to say anything about Liquid Death? And one, because we have to mention them every episode. Two, I know you were a
Uh-huh.
big fan of their recent ad with the what did they call it?
Oh wait, what was that called? Uh
How do we explain this
Man,
in a way?
I think you just need to act it out. That's what you need to do.
No, I will not act it out. It's like a
Oh, what
shake
is your
weight. It was
you
replacing a shake weight. It was a way to be hydrated while you work out.
the chest blaster
The
challenge?
chest blaster. Oh man.
Yes. Yeah, just imagine the shake weight with liquid flying all over people. It was
No, don't
hilarious.
imagine. Go watch it. Go watch the
Yeah,
video.
no. Well, I'm just saying we're not going to act it out here because we don't want that on the internet. But
That's
I was at the store before we were recorded, just grabbing a few things for the weekend, and there's a watermelon flavor of Liquid Death now.
hmm,
I didn't buy it because it was in like a pack, and I just want to try a
yeah.
single. But
I've only actually ever had one Liquid Death before, and you were there when I got that.
I'm gonna get you some for Christmas. That's what I'm
I
gonna do.
just I just
I'm
don't
gonna,
really buy. I don't buy a lot of water for myself. I'm a barbarian, like tap water from the fridge drinker at my house, and so when I'm out and about every now and then, but a lot of times I find I'm at work or a meeting or something, people like they give you waters, and so I drink from water bottles for those things, but I don't buy myself individual use water very much. So
hmm.
yeah,
Well, we'll change that. We'll get you to buy
okay,
some more,
okay,
or I'll get you some.
okay, thanks.
I feel like there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, something I'm thinking about doing for our TikTok channel, which maybe I should just do because we haven't posted there in forever. Um, I haven't done anything. But anyway, what I have been thinking about doing is doing like a series of how advertising is represented in popular culture. So, like
Mm,
examples of advertising being sung about in songs, uh, or like ads like fake ads that show up in video games or something
yeah,
like that.
hmm, that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
That could be a whole different. That could be a whole channel. Yeah.
yeah. I'm thinking about turning that into a series. I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk 2077 on the
Okay.
PS5. And I mean, the whole, I don't know how much you know about the game, but you're in this futuristic city, and it's like a big city. It's supposed to be in California, but it's very reminiscent of like New York City. Lots of skyscrapers and flashing lights and billboards everywhere. And so it's fun to see all the different ads and stuff that they've created just for this game.
Hmm. Interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't play the game, but I've seen like clips or like screenshots of the game. It's like yeah, the kind of futuristic look to it, but I haven't played it. It's interesting
Yeah.
too that um now again I'm acknowledging that I'm speaking a little bit ignorantly here. I'm not super well traveled. I have not been to Japan myself. So as someone who perceives Japan and Japanese culture from America, from the internet, from television, my perception is this. So someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But it seems like Japan is always future focused, tech driven, like the cutting edge stuff and technology. And it seems like, and I'm generalizing the whole country, I realize that they're not as anti advertising as Americans seem to be. Like Americans aren't really anti advertising because they want to sell their crap, and we all it works. We keep advertising because it keeps working, but we also
Hmm.
hate we don't want to be advertised to. We're like, oh, they're getting our data and they're but like Japan always has these cutting edge like AI and robots and these where it's and billboards that like recognize when you walk by, all these different things where it's like it seems like that I want to like compare American advertising to Japanese advertising because it seems like Japan is always just like the things that Americans are afraid of happening, Japan's like funding and like let's do that.
Yeah, I kind of have a similar perception. I don't know like how true that is, or if it's like really like segmented to like Tokyo, and that's the part of Japanese culture that's so prevalent here. I don't know,
Hmm.
but
Yeah,
it is kind of interesting.
yeah.
I don't
I get
I don't
commercialism and tech like the yeah tech. I guess the commercialism of technology is just explodes, and I feel like Japan is such a techie place.
yes, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it sure feels that way.
yeah.
If only we were
Hmm.
that cool. That's my takeaway.
I like sushi, so I'm pretty
I
much
do too.
there.